Alright guys, we're going to be discussing these 4 GOATs. So here's how we're going to do it. I'm going to show each franchise, each GOAT, and tier them and show my rating of each movie. And then I will discuss why I rated it that and why I tiered it that. I also got inspiration from Sean Chandler, Cody Leach, and Dead Meat on YouTube to do this because I love their channels. Y'all should check them out. I'll also be uploading this video to my YouTube channel. And also, y'all leave me the comments of how y'all would do it, and we can discuss it. Let's get into it. Let's start off with Leatherface. So here's all the movies. And here is my tier list. And some may be controversial, I know. But let me explain. I'm also going to be displaying, as I'm speaking, the ratings as I'm rating them. So, the classics, man. I'm going to actually give Texas Chainsaw 1 and the remake 9 out of 10. Classic freaking movies, very enjoyable, lots of jump scares, good storytelling. The remake freaked me out more than the first one, period. But the first one is a classic, and back in the, I think it was the 70s, yeah, I can imagine watching that in movie theater. So yeah, I'm going with them for the classics, 9 out of 10 for me for both of them. And for the tier great, number 2 and beginning, you can't go wrong with. Number 2 just had that chill factor that the first one had, and it taked off really nicely with Hooper going around as a freaking bounty hunter trying to kill the Sawyer family, and the Sawyer family coming back just as strong as they did, and introducing Chop Top as the first hitchhiker's brother, and he's just an amazing actor. And the character who played freaking Leatherface and freaking Stretch in this movie was awesome. In the beginning, I mean, come on now. It shows the origin story of the first one, and it was freaking amazing. And seeing how really everything got started and tied in nicely, I just really enjoyed it. So I'd easily give number 2 an 8.5. And I'll easily give beginning probably an 8. And getting into the good tier, Texas Chainsaw 3 Leatherface was easily a 7 out of 10 for me. It's literally an enjoyable movie on top of having some great acting and characters. This Leatherface actually was scary in this movie. On top of the big saw and the guy from freaking Dawn of the Dead. I mean, it just gets better and better. Easily probably a 7. I'll give it an easy 7 out of 10. Getting into the enjoyable tier, Texas Chainsaw Next Generation. Matthew McConaughey made that movie. And the Illuminati storyline was alright. And that's about it. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. At best. Watchable tier, Texas Chainsaw 2013 wasn't that freaking good. Acting sucked. The storyline sucked. And you know what? I'll take it back. Great actors, just not good acting in this movie. Like literally turning a freaking Sawyer, turning Leatherface into a somewhat good guy and making you feel sorry for him just isn't cutting it. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know if these people actually watched Texas Chainsaw and seen what Texas Chainsaw Massacre was about. But to turn Leatherface into a good guy and make you feel sorry for him just wasn't a good storyline. And I'm not going to count it as a good movie. But it is watchable, it has some good scenes in it. And like I said, the actors did good with what they had. Can't really hate them for it. But at the same time, just no, that movie shouldn't have been made. And yes, I did call the newest one in this year, Texas Chainsaw 2022. I'm calling it hot garbage. Like literally, that movie was garbage. The only best scene in that freaking movie was the van scene. That's it. Well, in the cornfield, you know, when he messed that girl up pretty bad in the car. The acting was horrible. The characters were horrible. Bringing back Sally the way they did and doing her dirty was horrible. Like, I'm sorry, it's just, that was not a well-written freaking movie. I don't even think that was well thought over as a well-written movie. But hey, whatever, it's hot garbage. So yeah, I'd easily give, the 2013 version a 4 at best. And then this year's version, 2022, a 3 at best. Like literally, those movies are horrible. But anyway, let's move along to Papa Freddy. So here is my tier list for Freddy freaking Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street. And yes, I know, some of these actually might be controversial. We're not all going to agree. But yeah, like literally, the first one and the third one were the best out of the whole freaking series. I can't argue with that. I've watched them over and over again. Just can't argue with it. I mean, I can't argue with myself. You know, you could argue with me. But no, the greats, I mean, the classics, I'll easily give them 9 out of 10. And the greats right here, I'll give them each an 8 to 8.5 out of 10. New Nightmare scared the hell out of me as a kid. And Freddy vs. Jason was just an amazing freaking movie. I don't care what anybody says. Hate on it all you want. It was an amazing movie for what it was. And from 4 on down, it just sucked. Like, literally, the greats, I'll give it, like I said, 8 to... But number 4, it was good. It was alright. It wasn't bad. But, yeah, I'll give it a 7. And the enjoyable tier and down, I'm giving it a 5 or under. Because they literally sucked. Like, I'm sorry. 5 was just horrible freaking writing. Freddy's Dead was just horrible, lazy writing, and funny at times. Remake was dumb. And number 2 is just garbage. So, yeah, I'll easily give... enjoyable number 5 here. I'll easily give it a 4.5. There we go, right in the middle, 4.5. And Freddy's Dead, it gets a 4 at best. I mean, there were some parts in there I enjoyed, like I laughed, and that was about it. The story was stupid. And then the rest of the hot garbage, they get a 3 or under. Like, there ain't no ifs and buts. The remake was horrible. And I feel bad for the actor who played Freddy because he could have did an amazing job, but the story he was given sucked. And number 2, literally, I'm sorry, I did not like it at all. Like, not enjoyable at all. The only good part about that movie was the pool scene when Freddy jumped out of the boy and, you know, started chasing people in the party and slicing them up. That was about it. Everything else was just, eh. So moving along to Jason. Let's go. I'm actually quite scared to show y'all my tier list of Jason, but we'll go. My tier list for Jason. Yeah, some of it might be a little controversial. I know. But hear me out. You can't go wrong with 4 and 6. Those are easily the best ones out of the freaking series. Like, come on now. That's when it becomes... 6 is when it becomes, you know, zombie Jason. Great freaking take, right? Awesome movie. Tommy's back. He's kicking butt. Taking no names. Great story writing. Jason is peak. Awesome. Number 4, peak freaking human Jason. That's when we get introduced to Tommy. Great storyline. Yes, it's the same stuff that's been going on since the the other 2 movies, but you know, whatever. Can't ask for nothing more better from a Friday the 13th film than that. Freddy vs. Jason was a great freaking movie. So, the classics, I'm going to give them a 9 out of 10 like I always do. Greats, at least 8 out of 10. Freddy vs. Jason, an awesome movie. I already told y'all that. Jason X. Like, come on. I don't care who you are. You can hate me all you want. That movie was freaking great. People just don't want to admit it because he was in space. But it was actually a great story. And then we get introduced to Uber Jason. I'm sorry. Good freaking movie. And I enjoyed him being freaking OP in that movie. Alright, getting to the good tier. All these are going to get easily a 7.5. I don't hate these movies, they're just good. I mean, Friday the 13th, the remake wasn't good. It just wasn't bad. And it was enjoyable. It was very enjoyable. Jason Goes to Hell was easily one of the best ones mid-tier. Because it wasn't really a Friday the 13th movie. But for it trying to be, and for what it turned out to be, was pretty damn good. And Friday the 13th Part 2 is very enjoyable. That's when we get introduced to Jason and you get this whole good storyline. I just really enjoy it. Easily a 7.5 for me for all 3 of the movies. Alright, getting into the enjoyable tier. So Friday the 13th Part 3 was not a bad movie. I just don't remember it being a good movie at all. And like, I could rewatch it over and over again. That's why it's enjoyable. I just don't count it as, you know, good. That is where he gets the mask. And that's where, you know, he goes on a pretty good killing spree and all that. But it's not that good. Friday the 13th New Blood Part 7 was when Kane Hodder was at peak freaking max. We get introduced to this Carrie type character, and it was pretty good writing. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't horrible. It just wasn't really good. It's enjoyable to watch, I think, over and over again, but it's not really, you know, good. And the original, I know, this is the controversial part. This is where a lot of people might jump me. Just a little bit. Hey, it is what it is. I don't care for it. I never cared for it. I think it was alright for being an original and for what it was, but it wasn't that freaking good. Pamela Voorhees was alright, but Jason is Jason. Jason is Friday the 13th. And, yeah, we were introduced to his mother first and yada, 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 but it wasn't that good of a movie. Her yelling, when she got her head chopped off, wasn't good. It just wasn't bad. It was good for an original movie. And for what it was back then, I'll give it a good rating. So as the enjoyable tier, Friday the 13th Part 3 and 7, I'll give them an easy 5 to 6 out of 10. And the original, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Getting to the watchable. Friday the 13th Part 5, New Beginning. In all honesty, this movie wasn't that good either. The only reason it's unwatchable and because I can enjoy watching it is because of the funny stuff it has in it. Like, it is goofy most of the time. Like the guy with the chocolate bar who reminds me of a grown chunk from Goonies. Yeah, that's freaking classic. I'm sorry. I can watch it and laugh. But that's about it. I mean, that on top of Tommy kicking the hell out of that hobo looking guy. I mean, and Reggie. That's the only really enjoyable part of this movie I could really remember on top of my head and think, oh God, yeah, that's part of that movie. So yeah, I'll easily give it a 5 out of 10, but that's the best. And yeah, Part 8, I shouldn't even have to talk about that. That is hot garbage. That movie is literally garbage to the max. Like, the only 2 parts I can remotely tell you that I can literally, factually remember, like classically, is him knocking that guy's head off in the boxing match, or whatever you want to call it. Him walking through Manhattan. The rest of the freaking storyline sucks. Being on the boat and then him burning in that acid, just standing there all, come on. That is just, ugh. But yeah, hot garbage. Number 5, I'll give it a 4 at best. And number 8 gets a 3 at best. Alright, getting into my all-time favorite horror character, Mikey Myers. Let's go. So here's my tier list. And some of these might be just a little controversial, and I understand that. And like I said, we don't have to agree. But the classics are definitely 1 and 2. I mean, I'm not going to argue with people who say this because it's true. The first 2 were absolutely amazing. John Carpenter knew what he was doing back then. Easily 9 to 10 out of 10 for me. 2 especially, I think I slightly take 2 over 1. Just slightly though. I enjoy 2 a lot. I can watch that movie over and over again. Great tie-in movie. Classic. Getting into the great, I can easily give all 3 of these comfortably an 8.5 out of 10. Number 4 was great, introducing Jamie as his niece and him chasing her around. And all the scare scenes of him chasing her around. Plus him getting shot up by like 20 shotguns and just living through it. And chasing them on the freaking roof and the school. That was just awesome. H2O was absolutely amazing. I don't see why people hate on it. I mean, he comes back. We see Michael Myers finally go back after his sister. And, chasing her son. On top of LL Cool J as a freaking security guard. Come on now. Like, literally, that was a good movie. And I just enjoy it. And Kills, I understand. Y'all might hate me for this. But I'm going to tell you right now. Kills had some good freaking scenes in that movie. And with the way it was trying to go down, on top of the flashbacks, I just really enjoy that freaking movie. Like, and I know some of the parts get annoying, like where they keep saying, evil dies tonight. Ooh. Like, I understand, but at the same time, that movie is freaking really enjoyable if you keep rewatching it. So I'm easily going to put it in the great category and give it an 8 to 8.5 out of 10. Now getting into the good tier. Hear me out. A lot of people like to put freaking Curse and number 3 way at the bottom. I don't understand why, but let me explain. So first off, I really enjoy freaking Curse of Michael Myers a lot. I'd put it in the great tier. I wanted to put it in the great tier. But I like the other 3 just slightly more. And I'll be honest with you, I really enjoy the Curse. Both cuts, matter of fact. If y'all don't know, they have 2 cuts. They have a theatrical and a director's cut. Both different types of endings and different types of storyline going along with the movie. And I enjoy both of them. I enjoy the Michael Myers that was played by. I enjoy the freaking... I just enjoy everything about the movie. It literally, when I was a kid, teen, growing up watching this movie, I really enjoyed it and it scared me somewhat. So, I mean, literally, I enjoy the movie. And Halloween 3, the only reason people hate on it, I feel, is because it doesn't have Michael Myers in it. The story and the movie itself was freaking good. Like, if you would have called it just Season of the Witch, it would have made bank, and it would have been a good movie. But just because I didn't have Michael Myers in it, people are like, oh, it's not Halloween. So whatever. But anyway, getting into the next one, Halloween 2018 was a freaking good movie. I'm not going to knock on it. I really love this movie. I really enjoyed this movie. It just wasn't better than Kills, just in my opinion. A lot of people enjoy this one better than Kills. I enjoy Kills better than this one, and it's not by much. I really enjoy this movie. I really think they did good with what they were going for. So I'll easily give Halloween Curse and 3 probably a 7.5 out of 10, and give Halloween 2018 a 7 out of 10 comfortably. I can watch all 3 of these movies and enjoy them more and more each time I watch them. Getting into the enjoyable tier, Halloween 2007 was a pretty good movie. Not gonna lie, it was an absolutely good movie. It's enjoyable. There's just some things I just didn't really care for, like getting too personal, if you know what I'm saying, about that escape scene, and really making it into a Rob Zombie type of movie. Now I know Rob Zombie's talented, but to make it into a type of Rob Zombie movie like that, like going all crazy, not really evil, not really scary, but just crazy, I just didn't really care for that. Tyler Mane is an amazing Michael Myers. Freaking towers over everybody, scares the hell out of people. The actors were great. The person who played Laurie, the person who played Michael, who also played on Clockwork Orange, was an amazing freaking Loomis, and I just enjoyed the rest of it. I enjoyed them showing him as a kid. It is a really enjoyable movie. I'll easily give it a 6.5 to 7 out of 10, comfortably. Getting into Halloween 5. The only reason it's not in hot garbage, and a lot of people put it in hot garbage, is because I can watch this movie. It's watchable, and I find it really funny, and on top of that, I do enjoy a lot of scenes in it. Like the chase scenes with Jamie. I really enjoy Don Shanks as freaking Michael as well. And Loomis, all the Loomis scenes, I really just enjoyed. I don't know why. Like, I find myself watching this movie over and over again. However, my pet peeves with this movie that make it suck, it's the freaking funniness in this freaking movie. Like, they literally added clown sounds, like the little horn sounds, while the cops were walking outside the house. Like, there was no point in that. And then you have goddamn freaking Tina running around acting like a drama queen. Like, no. No. Yeah, I'll give it a 5 at best. A 5 out of 10. Getting into hot garbage. I know one I better not get no hate for. And one I might. And the one I might is Halloween 2. I understand. But hear me out. That movie was garbage. Like, literally, they turned Michael Myers into a human. When he got shot in the first one in the freaking face. Like 3 times. And then he gets shot in the chest once in this one and dies. On top of him being able to speak all of a sudden. And screaming, no, at Loomis. On top of them turning into a big hobo the whole freaking movie. And then making it all satanic spiritual shit with Laurie. Like, that's just stupid. Come on now. I'm sorry. Can't enjoy it. It gets a 3 to 4 at best for me. And Resurrection, I shouldn't even have to speak. That is a 2 to 0 for me. Horrible freaking movie. I'm going to go into detail. I'll make a whole video on it.